All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 743. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who was also not offered $4,000 to voice Bayonetta, Wombat.
I am Bayonetta. Is that what she sounds like?
See?
Welcome to my game.
See, he wasn't offered it.
Yeah. I think I do a pretty good job, though.
You have a lot in common with the actual voice actress of Bayonetta.
That is true. We'll get to that later, though.
Boyanetta sounds good.
Boyanetta?
For the gentlemen who prefer gentlemen.
Oh.
You like that one, man. You like a nice,
I did. That
you like
made
a
me
nice
laugh.
homosexual joke.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
I don't know. Anyway, how's it going? We're back after a brief break of a week.
Yep, a short hiatus, as they say in the business.
A short anus.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I'm wearing my Hell Week shirt to signify that I am now currently at this moment in Hell Week at Orange Theory.
Is that a new shirt for the new Hell Week?
No, you don't get. That's a great question. You don't get the new shirt until you've gone to 4 out of 8 classes. So for a week and a day, they have classes, and you have to go to 4 to get the shirt and 5 to get the water bottle.
Are you going to get the water?
Are you to come home with the water bottle?
Yeah.
I'm going for the water bottle. Tomorrow will be day 4. I have gone every day so far.
Is it a nice water bottle?
It's the same one that I got the water bottle last
the big
time.
One?
No, it's the normal, like, you can buy the same water bottle at Orange Theory in a different color for like $3 or $4 with water in it. So it's just a special Hell Week only water bottle. It does come with
because
water.
It comes with no water. Oh, okay.
It comes with water. I think they all come with water, but the only way to get these is to go to 5 classes. Or if they have extra, you ask nicely and maybe they give you one. I don't know, but I'm shooting for 5 out of 8, which is hard. But I learned that I can actually go to these classes like back to back and not die that much.
Knock them all out in one day.
No, you can't do that. Because they're different classes every day. They change the class. So tomorrow is going to be the core focus day. I could tell from the title of the workout, the redacted title of the workout. Because core was in the title. That's how I figured it out.
You're not allowed to say the title of the workout?
They like to leave a little mystery, right?
There's an NDA in place on the workout name?
It's the marketing aspect of it.
What is the embargo for it up tomorrow? Is that the problem?
Yes, they will unredact what the one word that they have redacted. It's going to be like something meaningless, but we all know that today's word that we saw was watts, so we knew that it was going to be a lot of rowing today, and it was a lot of rowing today. Anyway, that's all. That's exciting for me, and I'm going to get my fucking t-shirt and water bottle.
I look forward to seeing your t-shirt and water bottle next week.
It's going to look a lot like this current t-shirt that I have, and you don't get it right away. You have to wait for it to come in. There's no instant gratification. It's not like you're a sweaty mess on day 5. And like, here you go. Here's your water that you can drink right now. No, you got to wait for that shit to come in. It's worth it, though. Anything going on with you guys since we last talked?
I'm trying to think if there's anything exciting. I got this thing. Wait, here, it's right behind me.
How did you find a surface to put it on?
I made room for him.
Okay.
What is that thing?
That's Juggernaut.
It's a Juggernaut, obviously, but what is the thing?
That is a Juggernaut. As you know, I'm
it's
sort
autistic
of
Juggernaut.
As much as I don't like Funko Pops, I do like
so many of them.
I like the Funko sodas.
Okay.
And I have too many of those. Here's the Deadpool, I guess, for size comparison.
You didn't finish the sentence. You said, as much as I like Funko Pops,
I like the Funko sodas.
Okay, as much as I don't like Funko Pop. What were you saying?
As much as I don't like Funko Pops.
You like the Funko sodas.
Sodas.
Which are just the pops inside a soda can.
Yeah, well, they're smaller and they're different art style.
What do you like about the pops that you don't? What do you like about the soda cans that you don't like about the pops?
I like the soda cans because they're smaller.
Can you stack them? Is that why?
You can.
Except for the giant one that you're holding in
and except for the one giant one that I have. This comes, instead of a soda can, comes in a 3-liter bottle.
Like you buy soda in.
Yeah, and it was a New York Comic Con exclusive, but I got it on their website.
This Funko company is like run by geniuses.
Yes, I like this Juggernaut a lot.
Evil geniuses.
It goes very nicely with my little Deadpool. And that's really that.
What do you do
I
with
just
that?
thought
Do
it
you
was
have
cool.
do you make them go on little adventures together?
Yeah, they go
and
on
fight
little
each other?
adventures. They have dates.
I mean, I used to do that a lot when I was, 8 in my
You know what? I
basement.
just like
What do you
having them
do? What do you
there.
do with it? You just look at it?
Just look at it and go, look
It's
at
there
that.
to look at. I
look
get
at
that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got plenty of things to look at.
I like it. He lives behind me, and when I'm at work, I turn
He's
around
not
and I go,
alive.
"There's my juggernaut."
He doesn't live.
He lives behind me. He does too. He's my baby.
Yikes.
Don't insult my child.
So that's the big update.
What's that run you? What's the going rate for that?
Here's what I'll say. What? Yes. What do you think? This solid plastic comes in the collectible bottle.
$50.
Ship.
$30. I'd pay $0.
Huh?
$60.
This was $40. $40. So you guys are
I'd pay
in the
$0.
ballpark. So not terrible.
How's the articulation on that guy?
There is none.
Where's the bottle?
The bottle is, you can actually kind of see it.
I can see it back there.
Yeah, it's right there.
I can't.
It looks
I see
like
it.
the size of like a fake Hawaiian punch. You go
Right.
get the fruit punch that's the
Yes.
not Hawaiian punch version.
Mhm, yeah.
The Tampico or whatever that is.
It was a gift to myself that I
Pico.
got, for recent life events.
I like it.
Yeah. I think it's cute. And I don't have that many, by the way.
How many gauntlets are you up to back there now?
I have the two gauntlets.
Are they just multiplying or what's going on there?
My wife bought me the Iron Man one as a present.
Cool.
Yeah. So I have built the Iron Man Lego Infinity Gauntlet, and I have the Thanos one. I got, my soda pops that you really can't see. They're all like down there.
Your birthday was like 5 months ago, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I have had the Iron Man one behind me now for like 3 months.
I probably just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was 2 Infinity Gauntlets behind you.
The other new thing is this guy. It's a Funko pin that I actually won.
For Giants.
Yes, you don't actually wear it. It has a stand.
What the fuck is going on? Just like anything, they'll make anything just to see who buys it. We'll make a pin that you can't wear because it's 7
That's
inches.
what I'm saying. I didn't buy this. I won it.
How did you win?
But what are you doing with it?
Such an item.
I just happened to be online at the right time when Marvel Insiders posted, if you have enough points, we're giving away 50 of these. You can cash in your points, and I have like 1 million points because I never use them, and this was like 50,000.
Probably sell that for big money.
Yeah, so
on
I'm like,
eBay.
yeah,
There's only 50. There's only 50.
Huh? They were only giving away 50. I'm sure you could buy it.
Oh,
but whatever.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm staring at him right now. He's awesome.
So for people who are listening and not watching, this is
which is 99% of you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes,
a 4 to 5 inch tall metal pin of Venom as Loki.
Yes, or Loki venomized.
I'm thinking that's more like, yeah, it's pretty big.
It is pretty big. It's big. It's heavy.
You couldn't wear that on. You couldn't actually wear that. You can wear that on a backpack, I guess.
No, you couldn't wear it, but I like it, and I will keep it.
You should wear it. Why don't you just wear it right now on your shoulder?
I think it would fall off.
Your shoulder?
Yeah. Yeah.
Chip, anything going on over there?
No, when are we getting that Funko ad in this on this podcast?
I know. I have too much.
Wombat would have to move into a different house.
Mm-hmm.
All I got were another table tennis trophy that I earned through sweat and I should light them up. Hold on.
You can't even watch TV anymore because they're just blocking your TV now.
Right. That's all I got. I didn't have to. Those were $0.
Those are pretty big though too.
Those are big, but I only have 3. And
are those made by Funko?
They're made by plastic, crappy
that's
trophy
Funko.
company.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you familiar with their work?
Mm-hmm.
Slap some eyeballs on those things. It's a Funko product.
Paint one black. You could say it's venomized and charge double.
Yeah, there was a monthly tournament on Sunday, and I only got the runner-up trophy in the mids division. But the guy that I played against in the finals, he was way underrated. He wound up winning 2nd place in the 1800 division, and after the tournament, he was rated almost 1800, and that was the under 1500 division. So it's like, I should really have another first place trophy.
Is that shenanigans or is
It's
that
fine.
just?
It's just the way it is. He was just underrated. It happens.
Okay.
He was French and really good. Really, really good. I had no fucking chance. I almost won a game off him, but it wasn't enough. Let me turn this light off. It's distracting me. Oh, anyway, it's always good to bring home more trophies. So remember that parking ticket that I got?
I do. I was
Yeah.
waiting for this.
So I had the court date on Wednesday, last Wednesday. And the day before, I decided, I have a new friend in town here, so who works from home a lot. And I was like, hey, you want to go for a walk to the parking lot and we'll take some pictures and we'll talk about like my case and stuff and all of that. And we go there and everything and we're taking pictures and we noticed that like people parking there, they can't really figure out if they're supposed to park there. Like we watch them looking at the sign, like as they're walking out of the parking lot and not really knowing like if they can park there a lot. They look confused. Taking pictures and I'm talking to the guy. Apparently he's gone to the court before to argue parking tickets. And my friend is telling me that it was like it's really rough. Like you have to really convince the judge. He made it sound like unpleasant, basically. So I was thinking, okay, this doesn't sound that great. But anyway, so we take some pictures and stuff, and he's like started convincing me that maybe like I'm not going to wind up going to this courthouse after all. Anyway, I go home and I decided to call the parking district first because I figured like that's something that I should do before my court case. So I can at least say that I did that to complain about the lack of signage. So I call them up and I talk to the woman who answers the phone and she asks what the problem is. And I tell her my complaint that I mentioned previously on the show with the shitty signs, which I'm holding up right now. Very confusing. Anyway, so she's like, okay, I'll just tell I'll let the guy know. And I was like, oh, I was actually like hoping to speak to him myself because I don't know. This is just the woman who answers the phone. I don't know what her job is. Like, I need to speak my piece.
You Karen'd her.
I mean, she just told me like, I'm going to tell somebody. Like, I don't know that you're going to tell the guy.
Do you have a manager? Is there a manager?
The whole story is a Karen story.
I would like to talk to the manager, please.
Exactly. Well, I do want to talk to the manager for sure.
I've
definitely.
been shopping here for 10 years.
I didn't say any of that. So anyway, she said, well, actually, like if you call like the 311 number, you can have the head of fucking public safety call you back. And I was like, whoa, there's nobody between you and the head of, I probably phrased it a lot more dramatically, but in my mind, I was like, there's nobody between you and the head of public safety that I could talk to you about parking. That's it. It's just the guy who's, I guess, in charge of a lot more shit than just parking. And she's like, no, that's just how it works. So I was like, fine, I'll just do that. And I scheduled the appointment and I'm sitting here looking at the ticket, thinking if I should really go to the courthouse or not. And then thinking, well, if this guy's going to call me back and I'm going to get to speak my mind, maybe I don't need to go after all. And I look at the ticket and I look at the address on the ticket and I type it into Google Maps just to see like what's going on at the courthouse, like what it looks like there. And of course, you see the reviews that pop up. Like the first thing you see is like the Google review. The first review is the address on the ticket that I got was wrong. And I showed up at the courthouse and apparently the court moved months ago and now is at a completely different location listed on the ticket. And I was like, oh, and I look at the ticket and like it had the same wrong address that this guy has. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I look at the pictures and I see like just lines of people, right? It's just the whole thing is just the pictures of lines. And I'm like, you know what? If I get this guy to just call me back, I get to speak my piece and maybe the $160 that I pay for the ticket is money well saved because I don't have to, what else could be wrong? If they can't get the fucking address right on the ticket, there's probably bound to be other problems as well. Anyway, I didn't go. I paid the fucking ticket. Sure enough, yesterday, fucking phone rings. I see it says like Department of Public Safety, lights up right on my phone. And it says like, hey, it's so-and-so from the commissioner, whatever, public safety. And I spoke to the guy. I didn't get angry. Like sometimes like I get very angry and like heated and I start to like hulk up. But I just explained, like I said, look, I got a ticket here. I never got a ticket before. and the sign is just really, the signs are really lacking, and the amount of signs are lacking, and they're really super confusing. And I know you're not going to like get my parking ticket. I already paid the parking ticket. So I know I'm not expecting you to do anything about it, but like, I really think that maybe you should take a look at it. And he goes, you know what? He goes, absolutely. He goes, absolutely. He goes, I'm sorry that you got a ticket. He's like, we're going to send somebody down there tomorrow, and, we're going to take pictures of it. And, blah, 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 and we had a very nice conversation, and he got my $160 plus fees for paying it online. And he said, I hope you never get another parking ticket again. So I think because I was really nice to him, he put my name in the supercomputer. So now I'm never going to get another parking ticket because that was nice.
Oh, I'm sure that's how it will.
I think that's how it works.
I think we can test this theory.
No, I am not going to do that.
I'm excited to see when nothing happens in the spot.
I'm curious. I think that something will happen because this guy called me back pretty quickly, and I feel like he doesn't have that much to do. If they have this guy calling people individually, like it seems weird that he would even have to call me for over a stupid parking ticket. So all I'm saying is the system works, except for me, who lost $167.
No, it sounds like the system is working.
Yeah. That's what I said. The system works. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. That's what I've been up to.
Sounds like excitement. I'm not doing anything that exciting.
You got to go out. You got to leave your house.
I went to the Tanger outlets in Riverhead over the weekend.
Overrated. Completely overrated. All those outlet stores.
I needed a new wallet. So I
got all a scam. Those stores used to have value before the internet, and now it's just like, at least you can go for a walk, I guess, while you're shopping.
It was just me and my wife. We wanted to go someplace where we could walk around.
But it's like all the shit that they just can't get rid of. Like even when you go into like the Nike stores, it's like it's all like,
yes, no, we didn't get anything that crazy. I got socks and
Ship's
a wallet.
disagreeing. Ship has strong feelings. Outlet stores, I'm sure, as strong as anyone.
I like outlet stores. Yeah,
but they're lame. But you got to admit, like the stuff they.
How are they any lamer than any other?
Because they have the old merch that nobody wants to buy.
Not always.
Not really.
I mean, kinda.
I wish I had the wallet nearby me. It's a nice wallet. You'd like it.
I didn't say it wasn't nice. I'm just saying that's how they work, isn't it?
Well, yeah. It's the same way TJ Maxx works.
Right.
It's that's what that is. Yeah. I don't know what your complaint is about something being. I
don't think anyone's going to be like, ugh, what is that last year's wallet?
TJ Maxx is
last year's socks, Wombat.
TJ Maxx is a 5-minute drive from most people's house, where the Tanger outlet's probably, I don't know how long it takes to get there.
It's close to an hour.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's overrated. That's all I'm saying.
I know. My wife and I had a day together alone without children, and we thought it'd be nice to take a ride, like a leisurely ride somewhere, get a little shopping in. We had a nice time. I don't have to be mean about it.
I didn't. Or are you a stockholder of the Tanger outlets?
I am.
Because all I said was that I feel like it's overrated. That's all I said.
Buy some right now.
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah.
Why don't you prove how much you love? Why don't you marry it?
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
I'll divorce. I'll have to get rid of my wife, who I just had a lovely time with at the outlets, and say, I'm sorry, I'm leaving you for the outlets.
All I'm saying is fuck the Tanger outlets.
They're up 0.8% today. Thank you very much.
Tanger outlets? Right after this podcast drops.
Right.
Right in the shitter when people find out, like, oh. Anyway.
That's where Wombat gets his wallets from.
I'm just bitter because they don't have tall sizes ever.
I saw some place where there was tall sizes, and I thought of you.
What place was that?
I'm trying to remember
Fantasyland?
Huh? Yeah.
Fantasyland?
Fantasyland.
I feel like there's a lot of tall stuff at those places because a lot of the stuff is ill-fitting.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not what I'm looking for.
I want to say was it Columbia? Columbia may have had tall sizes.
That sounds right. We made these shirts a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Slap an L on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or a T, rather. Anyway, how about some show feedback?
Sure. Captain Wrong has to say, this episode gave me PTSD. I felt like I was back at my old job, stuck in some endless meeting where they were just tossing buzzwords at each other and smugly nodding.
Just keep proving your name, Captain Wrong.
Synergy.
Just keeping. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about.
Logistics?
I'm sure they were just normal words that he doesn't know what they
Wait, do you
mean.
think logistics is a buzzword?
Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know.
You remember what big words we used 2 weeks ago? I don't.
But
It's the section where I started talking about crossing the chasm. Is what he's talking about. You guys fell asleep during that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I don't
right.
remember what that is.
He read a book.
No, that wasn't the book. The book
That's a
was
book.
Devil
Yeah,
House, I thought.
I read many books.
He
I
read
alternate between nonfiction / like technology business books and fiction books.
Which one was Crossing the Chasm?
Crossing the Chasm is about taking new technology to market and how you have to get through various stages of enthusiasts, early adopters, and then over to the mainstream.
That's his complaint, is that you talked about a book, basically. And the book had featured.
You guys have the same complaints when I talk about books.
No, I got the book that you mentioned out of the library. I started reading it. It's good so far.
The fiction book out of the library.
Huh? The fiction book, Devil House.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's good. I haven't finished it yet. I'm still working my way through it.
Yes, I've read books about technology and business as well.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Wrong, yeah. You should be Admiral Wrong now.
Wah, wah.
What else we got?
From Nate WHS 152, he says, I want to take a moment and thank you for the pod. I waited until this weekend to listen until I was running my first 10K. Listening to the three of you helped me get through the challenge. Keep up the great work. Look forward to you each and every week. Well, you're welcome, and congratulations on running your first 10K.
10K sounds too far. That sounds. How far is that, Chip?
That is 6.2 miles.
Too far. I can't do that. Maybe next year. What else we got?
This one is from Paul Bailey from the YouTubes. And he said, please pick my question, Wombat. I've only been listening for a few years now. Is there a game that all three of you played together? And what was it? I love the show. And please play Fortnite with me one day, Wombat. Love you guys. I need to know what your name is, and you need to add me as a friend.
Paul Bailey is his name. It says it right here. Paul Bailey.
I don't know what his name is in Fortnite. I doubt it's Paul Bailey.
If it's on YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, we played didn't we play Rainbow Six 3 together?
We played Ghost Recon together.
Played Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, which is the one with Wolf Hunt, though. Well, not Wolf Hunt, the Terrorist Hunt. That was Rainbow Six 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
We played a lot of that, but
Crackdown? Any of the Crackdowns?
We did play some Crackdown.
I think Ghost Recon might have been the one that we played the most of, most recently at least. That was fun when Shipwreck would just drop helicopters on people.
That's how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that you got to speed it along. There's enough of this sneaking. Just there's a chest down there. You drop the helicopter down. You get the chest. You get back in the helicopter, and you leave.
It's not time for a new one of those games to come out.
Well, the last one kind of shit the bed.
Right.
So
maybe they're gonna just retool that one with NFT.
Well,
more NFTs.
They made a really good game, and all they had to do was make another one of those really good games. And they were like, "No, we're not going to do that.
We're going to put NFTs in it, though. We'll figure out how to do that."
Exactly.
There was something else we played that was more casual that we played
I'm
together.
sure there's a lot of things.
Well, you two played Overcooked together a lot.
We played some Overcooked.
Mm-hmm.
Wombat and I played some this week together.
Yeah, we played over the I was gonna say over the weekend, but it wasn't. It was a weeknight. It was a school night.
Oh, Halo? Some of the Halos, perhaps?
We played some Halo together.
Yeah.
When the new one came out, we played, I think, once together.
No, but I meant the old Halos, the good Halos.
Yep. Maybe that Gears.
Like during the day, I'm working.
So am I.
Why are you laughing, Chef?
Well, that was the joke. I was just making a joke about Wombat's Fortnite habit.
Right.
I leave it running during the day behind me because you can farm XP just having it on.
Okay.
So it's not that I'm actually playing. I'm actually sitting right here. It's just on behind me.
Mm-hmm. Everybody believes that.
I could show you the map. I could show you how I do it.
The map?
Yeah.
The map to your living room?
Yeah, the map to my living room. Tomorrow I'll take a picture of the farming and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that's, oh my God, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
Should we do Watch This Jerks?
Mm-hmm.
What about movies that you're watching?
I haven't seen anything, so you guys talk away.
I watched 2 on Disney Plus, both Halloween related
Themed
movies. I watched the Hocus Pocus 2, of course.
How was that?
Have you guys both seen Hocus Pocus 1?
Yes.
No, I have not.
You have not?
Nope.
What are you doing with your life, Wombat?
I don't know. It just never came around. Like, oh, we're gonna watch Hocus Pocus. I'm like, oh, okay. No, it never came up.
Is Bette Midler in this one?
Yeah, they're all back.
They're all back. Wow, that's streaming money. There's a lot of money in those streaming services.
Yep.
I know.
Wow.
Who knew Disney had money?
There's a new musical number. It's not nearly as good as the first one is, but it's a solid hour and a half or whatever of family fun Halloween.
Lesbians though, a lot of lesbianism in that.
No, not that I remember.
Did any demons come into your house from watching this movie? Because I saw on the news that if you leave this movie on, demons come into your house and infect your children. Did that happen?
You turned it off after you were done, so they probably didn't have enough time to come in.
Yeah, I didn't have it just on in the background, so it didn't have enough time.
Just checking.
It's a cute movie. It's not. I don't know. I've forgotten most about it at this point.
Perfect.
But the other one, which I watched, Under Wraps 2. So Under Wraps, the history of Under Wraps was there was an Under Wraps back in the 90s, I believe, late 80s, early 90s, which was a Disney Channel movie. Then they remade that like a couple of years ago to modernize it. Everybody was demanding Under Wraps come back. I've talked about it on the show. It's a mummy comes back to life and there's some kids and there's
right.
hijinks. So Under Wraps 2, same general premise. The mummy comes back to life. There's now an evil mummy. There's a mummy. They bring back to life the mummy love interest as well.
Sure. Is she just a mummy with like a flower in her behind her ear or something?
She has eye makeup.
A bow? No bow.
No bow. But the entire premise of the movie is all about the one of the kids' parents, two gay guys, are getting married at the end.
Okay.
And so the entire premise is like, hey, we're gonna have a big gay wedding at the end, and in this whole premise, it's like. And they don't shy away from it all the Disney movies, they always have the gay character, right, Wombat? It's like this person's gay, but it doesn't really affect anything. It's like this person's gay.
Here's 4 seconds of gay. So right. You can say that we're inclusive.
Right. It's exactly. It's the 4 seconds of gay. Sometimes it's like, oh, you can't really tell if that person they don't acknowledge it at all, but it's like, that's the gay character in this movie.
Yeah, the director will say 6 months later, oh yeah, that character was gay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, this made for Disney Plus or Disney Channel, Halloween movie about mummies coming back to life, the overall entire plot is leading up, and it's like they're preparing you the entire time, preparing the audience, because they keep on reminding me, hey, big gay wedding finale.
Right, they're picking out the flower. You see them picking out the flowers, the gay flowers.
It's all of that.
Is the mummy supposed to attend the wedding? One of the kids
has the rings for him and everything, and so the entire time I'm like, I think they're gonna do this. This is really they've made a gay mummy movie,
right?
And they do. It ends
at the wedding.
There's a wedding. There's 2 guys kissing up on the stage.
Where's the mummy during the gay wedding, though?
He's dancing. There's protesting. No, it's just so it was such an odd feeling to watch that, not because I'm any of
no,
I'm anti-gay wedding. It's just there's this Disney movie about mummies.
It's raw and set, not raw and raw.
Right. That's what I was thinking the entire time. No, but it's and my kids are that's the best movie ever, because the kids movie,
sure,
and they don't have it They have no
it's just a
problem
party.
with any of it, right?
It's just a party. Who cares if it's?
They understand that.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, okay, because the entire movie, it's like, oh, here's the two dads. They're gonna get married.
What was the mum? Did the mummy have any thoughts?
Hey, these two guys that are like hugging and everything.
Yeah,
they're gonna get married. They seem to really like each other.
Yeah,
and so it's not weird. The only weird thing about it is like, this is like the most like openly like casually gay movie that Disney's ever done, and it's about
what's it called again?
Frolicking mummies.
Under Wraps 2.
Under Wraps 2.
Does the mummy have any controversial views on gay marriage, or he just goes along for
you can't understand what he's saying.
So he has no lines, no audible lines at all.
So he's always he's always like in the bandages. Like at no point.
Yeah, no,
it's not like, because I'm assuming like at some point he takes out the bandages and it's like Brendan Fraser from Encino Man under there.
Oh god, he would look horrible.
He's fully the mummy. He can't talk. Like
he can't even say like good.
No, he's just
nothing.
Pure like blah, blah.
Wow.
Wow. He likes hot sauce. He likes to dance. There's a Dance Dance Revolution-esque scene where the two mummies are dancing.
Did they bring up how his brain was pulled out of his head through his nose at any point?
I don't remember that part.
No, he can't talk at all. Does he? Is he afraid of fire?
That's imagine. Frankenstein.
No, but he's just made of bandages, and he must be pretty dry.
No, not afraid of fire.
I feel like he would just go up like that.
Yeah, but nice. I don't know. It's wild. It's
all right. Under Wraps 2 sounds like
Under Wraps 2.
Big thumbs up.
It's
4 thumbs up from your household.
A lot of social commentary in that movie. I can't believe like
in the third one he films the cops beating up someone. The mummy films someone.
And I immediately went to like what's the website for like looking at kid stuff? What is it?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Common Sense Media.
Yeah,
Common Sense. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go see what Common Sense has just to check out the comments.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah,
this,
it's right? The best.
And the first comment is like 4 out of 5 stars. They've rated it. And then the title of their review is "Gay Wedding," and then the full body of their review.
Yeah.
Gay wedding.
Did they like it? But the 4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5 stars.
Just gay wedding.
Yeah.
But 4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5 stars.
So do you think they would have got 5 stars if there was no gay wedding, or maybe
they got 4 stars because
I don't know. It's hard to say.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Like this is the most inclusive like Disney movie, and I was expecting like there to be like outrage like that had just somehow gotten to Twitter or something, like
nobody knows
people had found out about it, but nobody knows about Under Wraps 2.
No, it's Under Wraps.
It is.
Also,
I think they released it simultaneously with Hocus Pocus 2, which Hocus Pocus 2 has like, I don't remember anything like social commentary in that one.
Right.
And so they snuck this one in.
Nice.
But Hocus Pocus made the news for bringing demons into people's houses.
Right. So. But it took the fall. So Under Wraps 2 could just like get the message out there. Yeah.
Awesome. On the TV side, I've been watching The Vow season 2. That's the NXIVM.
How is it? I haven't started it yet.
It's good. The angle now is on like Nancy, who is the number 2 person at NXIVM, and and the trial of Keith Raniere. And it's pretty fucking interesting still. And like
she's still on house arrest, isn't she?
She's on house arrest, and she's basically, her angle is, I was running this hugely profitable business we've only watched, we're up to date, there's only 2 episodes, but her angle is, I ran this hugely profitable and successful business training people, like self-help business, with like almost 20,000 people who were satisfied customers. And yes, something horrible happened with this sorority with Keith Raniere, but that had nothing to do with my self-help business. But at the end of the day, it got me arrested and my multi-million-dollar business, got torn apart.
And her daughter went to prison.
And so I didn't know that, but okay.
Her daughter was a big part.
Yes, I know, but we're only on episode 2, and some of us haven't kept up with the news.
Oh,
they haven't put out all the episodes yet. I understand. I understand that news.
Both her and her daughter were sleeping with Keith too. It's creepy.
Yes.
There's some creepiness in there.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's the right face, Ship.
You've identified the creepiness. You
the guy
went straight to it.
Oh, forget about it. The guy, just looking at the guy, he's very creepy looking, and to just know that any woman slept with him is incredibly creepy. But there was a lot of super creepy and above more than just creepy behavior. Obviously, like criminal sexual behavior. But anyway. It's good, well done true crime.
On Ghosts this season, they did they had a cult leader who looked a little too much like Keith Raniere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like every weird guy, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
We also started watching the Cabinet of Curiosities, the Guillermo del Toro. Del Toro. Del Toro. On Netflix. I think just only one episode is out. I'm not sure, but we only watched the first episode, and it's basically like Haunted Storage Wars is basically the episode. Spooky Storage Wars. It was just okay, I thought. I thought it sort of was anticlimactic, but it was okay. And also I finished up She-Hulk. The season of She-Hulk.
What did you think?
I had to go solo because Mrs. Chibi bailed after episode 2. It was just a little too dumb for her, and too much lawyer, and just it really rubbed her the wrong way, and I understood it. So she's
you should get her some Garnier Fructis shampoo.
Was that?
There's a She-Hulk version of that. I saw it on the shelves at Target.
Oh, wow. Anyway, I mean, did you watch? I know Wombat must have watched the whole thing.
I haven't watched the whole thing yet. No, we're still maybe episode 3 or so.
Okay. Wombat, you finished it though, right?
I did. I liked the end of She-Hulk. I liked the whole series. The end is definitely weird. The last episode is unusual. But I don't know.
Okay.
I like She-Hulk.
I'd like Ship to finish it, and then we can circle back to it because
we'll get through it.
It was pretty dumb. Like it was predictable and dumb. There were some clever moments, but there's a lot of dumb moments and a lot of super predictable moments.
Well, it's supposed to be a lighter.
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
This isn't heavy, thought-provoking drama.
They try to be. They also are trying to do that as well. You can see that they're trying. They're trying to go for that at the especially at the end, and it's almost like the ending is an excuse for the sloppiness of the entire season. I don't want to, without giving any spoilers away. It's almost like
Gay Wedding.
What's that?
Gay Wedding.
No. Gay Wedding is like amplifies the excellence probably of the movie. This is more like. What's the opposite of Gay Wedding? It's like promising the gay wedding and not showing it. No, I can't.
Divorce? Straight divorce.
Straight divorce is the opposite of Gay Wedding.
I can't come up with a good analogy for this, but I will say like the ending was clever, but also like almost like an excuse for like some lameness throughout the season. It was very interesting though that I talked to Ty about the show because apparently She-Hulk is a hot debate among 15-year-olds because of some of the interpersonal relationships between Jen and her suitors. I don't want to give any spoilers.
Jen gets around. Is that the problem?
Not that Jen... Maybe that. Maybe they felt uncomfortable that Jen has sex in the movie. I think that was it. And like... In the show, and that I didn't get the details, but I could tell. Ty said that was basically the issue. That like how come they couldn't just have a relationship without having sex or something or showing the sex?
Because it's a part of that character, and it has been for.
I tried to explain it was like a little
35 years.
It was too adult for them. Yeah. The reality of the situation was that although it's on Disney. And you're not going to be able to really appreciate any of the stuff that they're doing on the show when you're 15, I don't think. Or most of the stuff anyway. Anyway, I mostly hate watched She-Hulk, but I admit to liking parts of it. And I don't know. She's very cute, the actress who plays
Tatiana Maslany.
That's her name?
That's her name.
She's adorable.
She won an Emmy winner.
For She-Hulk?
No, for Orphan Black.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's a show that she was the star. She was a woman who was cloned, and she played herself in all the clones. And she
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't watch it.
No, neither did I.
Yeah,
she's funny. She's very funny in this.
Yeah, she's occasional guest on the Comedy Bang Bang podcast, and she's very charming and funny on that as well.
Too much drinking. That's my other complaint. It's weird. Remember in the beginning when they make that whole thing about how she can drink and not get hungover? It's very unclear. Bruce is telling her something about how it's good to be a Hulk because you can drink and either not get hungover or not get sick. It's very unclear what it is.
You don't get drunk.
You don't get drunk.
Right.
So
you can get a hangover though, because you turn back into a normal person.
Right. I don't know. There was a lot of drinking and vomiting in this show. I don't know. It was very weird. I don't know. Anyway, what else? We got new releases?
Yes, we have a big one.
Oh, that sounds sexual.
We were living it up with the Nights on Gotham.
I played some of that with you.
That's right. I played a good amount at this point. I feel like.
Okay.
Yes. So, Ship, you've been playing Gotham Knights. What do you think of it? We'll start with you.
It's a game that they made that does not have Batman in it, but has Batman cursory characters.
Bat friends, Bat family, technically.
Bat family, yeah. So it's odd. So the game starts and there's like a 15-minute cutscene.
There's way too much cutscene at the beginning of this game.
Where it's all about Batman dying.
Yeah, because that's where the Batman is. They have to have Batman in there in their non-Batman game.
Right. But you have that and like, okay, he's going to die. And the way that he dies, it's
drunk driving accident. It was so weird.
It's not heroic.
Yeah.
Really in any way. And it's unnecessary at the same time. So it feels really forced where they could have just kept him dead to begin with and then gone from there. If they're going to do this. Or kept him alive. What if they'd have kept him alive and you could play as him?
Well, they could have. There's two way things. They could have just opened it up where literally like, when they show that thing where someone's walking down a street and a newspaper falls into a puddle and you see the headline of the newspaper, Bruce Wayne funeral today.
That's enough.
And then it just then you just pan camera up to skyline, you do Gotham Knights, and then you zoom right in on Dick Grayson tutorial. So that should have been the whole intro. The game itself
it's an open world Assassin's Creed style of game, right? It's a Ubisoft open world style game.
Yes, it's not as good a map.
No, but that's what you could say about most of it, right? It's like this game, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
Because the whole time you're playing it, you're like, okay, you're kind of moving around like Spider-Man would in his game, but the difference being Spider-Man, you can control where you're going very easily and it's fluid. And this is just like you hit a button and your grappling hook goes up and it attaches to wherever it wants to attach to. And you go shooting up to the building and there's no real reason to do it other than like, this is how I get across the city, or I call my bat cycle and there's a button to pop a wheelie.
That's good.
Well, and when you pop a wheelie, you could drive over cars.
Over things.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's fine, but it doesn't feel fast either.
There's not it's very weirdly slow.
It's like you're going like 30 miles an hour.
But the map also...
You would expect there to be like a button that's like, all right, I'm going to go crazy fast here button. And that button doesn't exist.
Did you unlock the fast travel yet?
I don't believe so, but why do you have an open world game where you want to fast travel? Is always
because this game doesn't need to be an open world game.
It does not. It needs to be just mission to mission. And we played the co-op too.
Mm-hmm.
And the co-op is just, you're in the open world and you can do the missions as well. But the open world is just like, it's like Spider-Man again, where
but the fighting's not as good as Spider-Man.
Correct.
And they try, but it's a very similar style of fighting.
Correct.
But again, but not as good. It's very strange because there is a good Batman fighting engine that they chose to not use. And instead they went with something that's a little, I would describe it, I guess, a little looser.
Shittier, I think, is the word.
Well, yeah, that's the word. But it is a little bit more in line with Spider-Man, with the Spider-Man style of fighting, where it's one button to punch and another button to use the projectiles. But unlike Spider-Man's projectiles, the ones in this game do absolutely nothing. Like they don't cause it. They rarely cause any damage of any note. You're just mashing. Not even
the guns that I use as Red Hood. I'm just capping like police officers who saw me in the head while I'm fighting them.
Maybe you need to level up your guns.
The bullets don't do anything. They just
well, they're non-lethal bullets. I think I read in one of the things that they're non-lethal bullets, but I'm pretty sure at the range that I'm shooting people with them.
Right.
Yeah, you just got to beat people in the head with a stick until they fall down.
Right, that's not lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Never lethal. No one ever died getting beaten in the head.
But when you're doing the non-open world missions, it's a little bit more interesting. Yeah. When you're in the Iceberg Lounge sneaking around to get to the Penguin, that's a little more interesting. When you're in the museum trying to get to Mr. Freeze, it's a little more interesting. You know, I just did the mission in the movie theater where I have to find Harley Quinn. That's a little bit, it's like that stuff isn't terrible. It's when you're not doing that stuff. And sometimes they force you to do the open world stuff or, you know, and I don't, the open world just, it's
hard to do it right.
It's a dead city. It's not good. It's not a good city. They did a bad job on
it. It's such a weird game structure too. Like, cause there's 4 characters in the game, right? There's Robin, there's Nightwing, Batgirl, and Red Hood. All your favorite douchey characters from Batman.
From Titans.
But you can only play co-op as 2 players.
Yes.
But they made 4 characters.
Right. It's hard. It's a lot of work to do the netcode.
It's just weird because the whole time this was leading up, like here's Gotham Knights. There's 4 characters.
You just assumed it was going to be 4.
You just assumed the entire time, right? That like this is a 4-player co-op game where
something like Destiny, but with Batman.
Friends, something. Destiny. And it's not, and the co-op is not interesting.
There are some interesting ideas. There's like the crafting concept is interesting. I don't know how successful it is. You can craft new outfits for your characters that do have, that do make a difference to your character's abilities. And you can, get minutia on, the Nightwing's mask and his gloves and his boots. It's, it's not just the one outfit. So there's something interesting to be said about that. I mean, it does keep you moving like, oh, I want to unlock another, pair of boots for Nightwing. But I think that it would have been more successful. I think if you had a Batman game with that kind of crafting system, it would be significantly more interesting because I'd rather have 15 Batman cowls than 3 Nightwing visors, 3 Batgirl visors.
Wombat's bat math.
No, well, you know what I mean? It's just
does the story like line pick up at all? Like I'm still early in it.
A little bit.
Early on in the game, I'm like, I guess we're doing something here, but it doesn't have any, like you're just picking up on whatever Batman was his last case that got him killed, but no spoilers. He gets killed by the same guy who always fights him and kills him. Not the Joker, the other one. Ra's al Ghul. Yeah.
But it's, I mean, there's just this part of me that's just, so you can play any mission as any one of the 4 characters. You could switch between missions and play as any one of the 4 characters. The lines of dialogue change depending upon who you're using. Obviously, the cutscenes will look a little bit different depending upon who you're using. I feel like if they had taken that whole element out and streamlined it to just one character, they probably could have focused a little bit better and made a better game.
It feels fuzzy on what the vision of this game is.
Yeah, maybe even 2. If it was just Nightwing and Batgirl, it would be just fine, and it would make sense in the sense of trying to make this co-op game. I don't think Robin.
What about Batman and Robin? What do you think about that game?
I mean, but you're not wrong. Like, yeah. Or again, it could have been just Batman.
And since it's only 2-player multiplayer anyway, like
yeah, Batman and Robin, that would have been kind of neat. And then you could play as Robin whenever you want.
I just don't get it. Like, why are these games trying to like get us to like these characters when they already know which characters we like?
Right.
It doesn't, like, you can't tell me that Gotham Knights is going to sell more than if you had Batman and Robin.
Impossible.
Just yeah.
It's literally impossible.
You could have called it Batman and Robin.
Gotham Knights.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would call it. Just call it Batman and Robin. Guess what? Here's a game where you and your friend can play as Batman and Robin.
Right.
And Batman drives a Batmobile. Robin drives a Batcycle. And and by the way, here's the skin if you want to make Robin look like Nightwing.
Right. Exactly. You can turn Robin into all the different Robins that you want.
Yeah. Oh, you want to look like Tim Drake Robin? Here you go. Although in this game, Tim Drake Robin looks like Damian Wayne Robin, and they don't have a Tim Drake Robin costume, and it bothers me. So yeah, that's a thing that I just said.
It's an okay game, but we've played so many of these games, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm sticking with it, maybe just because I don't have much else.
I feel like I'm gonna play some more of it, but in bits and pieces. Like, it's not like something that I need to sit down and really
what I did tonight
through
before the show, because I was in the mid. It was sort of had started a mission, then I noticed what time it was. I'm like, oh, I better finish this up. So I lowered the difficulty down to very easy to see how easy very easy was, because I had been playing it on normal. And oh my goodness, very easy is a little too easy.
It says very easy.
I was one punching guys as Nightwing, and I was like, oh, I'll have to change that after. I just need to remember to do that just to bump it back to normal when I get back to that game. We're all going to be surprised.
Nice. What else is out this week?
Anything?
Let me look through here real quick. The Garbage Pail Kids game came out.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on the Xbox. Did you get that?
So I don't generally do this, but they put this out on I think it was I Am 8-Bit maybe had this, and they have it on a Nintendo cartridge for this game because it's an NES style game. So I bought that. So I think I have a Steam code coming my way from that, but I might double dip on this. It's $10. I'm sure it's super high quality, but yeah, I'm interested in Garbage Pail Kids game. I spent my money on it.
Nice.
The new Tales from the Borderlands came out as well.
I saw an Instagram ad for that.
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good. I never finished the first Telltale game of the Tales from the Borderlands, so I feel like I would need to maybe finish that first before plopping down the $50 or $40 on this version. It seems like a lot for this game, right?
Right. I'm surprised. It's basically a full price.
Mm-hmm. Oh, another one we've been playing. The kids have been playing Miraculous Rise of the Sphinx. So that is
more mummies?
No.
Oh.
Well, no.
Some
no.
mummies.
So Miraculous, of course, is Ladybug and Cat Noir, if you're familiar with those characters.
I'm not.
So Ladybug and Cat Noir are
my daughter likes this show, and she's
French
14.
Sure. It's a French superhero show, like a cartoon, CG cartoon. And both my kids love it. For different reasons for the most part. Like, there's a lot of action to it, but there's also a lot of like teen drama, like or preteen, like 13-year-old, 14-year-old drama in it.
Sure.
So the game does that as well, which is hilarious because Emmeline wants to mainly play the parts where they're going around and talking to characters and having the conversations and going around the high school, and then they mix that in with the action levels of just going up and climbing on buildings and beating people up. So, and you can play co-op in this game, and there's 2 characters that you can play as
Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, they came in this game. Ladybug and Cat Noir, they killed them off early on in the game and replaced them with Batman and Robin.
So the new Jackbox came out this week, but only on Switch and Steam. I think that's interesting because I have all my other ones on the Xbox.
I'm sure it'll come this way.
Yeah, it's very popular in this house, those Jackbox games. So interesting. I've also been playing another new release that's not on here because it's mobile. Should I talk about that now?
This is a fine time to talk about it.
Or should I talk about it later under the We Be Playing section?
Why don't you do an ad and then you can do the We Be Playing?
Okay, I'll do an ad and then we'll talk about this is a teaser for the what mobile game is Wombat playing? And the other question is, what is Green Chef? Green Chef is a CCOF certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. They've expanded their menu. They're going from 24 to 30 recipes weekly with the option to mix and match meals from different dietary preferences in the same box without changing your plan. You could order vegan or one day and keto the next, and you could just add in extra meals with just one click. They also have exciting new ingredients, recipes, and delicious meals to support a healthy lifestyle. Eat well without sacrificing taste. They have options for every lifestyle, such as keto and paleo and vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, and gluten-free. They offer pre-made and pre-measured sauces, dressings, and spices to get you and spices get you more chef-curated flavor in less time. Green Chef is the only meal kit that is both carbon and plastic offset. They offset 100% of their carbon footprint, as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. A reminder that Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh, and with a wider array of meal plans to choose from, there's something for everyone. I love switching between the brands, and now you guys can too, with a discount from the CAGcast. As I mentioned, when I'm not coughing, I use Green Chef. I think Green Chef is great. The key to Green Chef is the pre-measured and sometimes pre-cut vegetables. When I open a box and I have that and I realize I don't have to dice a pepper, I get unusually happy about that. And it makes my Green Chef weeks totally worth it. I love Green Chef. You just need to go to greenchef.com/CAGcast135 and use code CAGcast135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes, and your first box ships free. Again, go to greenchef.com/CAGcast135 and use code CAGcast135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes and get your first box shipped free. That's Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Ooh. Do you think? Well, wait, is that a face? I guess he's here. Well, now we'll move into Wombat's fortnightly news and stuff.
You all right over there?
No, I'm out of water.
Oh, did I miss Wombat coughing?
Yeah, I'm dying.
I'll catch that on the replay.
That's okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. So we're knee deep in Fortnite's Halloween event, Fortnightmares.
We are.
It's been a decent Fortnightmares. Maybe not the best, not the worst. I like the haunted house. They added Ash from the Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell, in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's an NPC, and you can buy him as a playable character. I bought him. Yes, he does have a gun.
Good.
He does use a gun in the movie, so it makes sense here.
He does, yeah.
This is one of those rare times where it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does he hold it in the same hand that he has a chainsaw in?
The chainsaw like comes and goes. So okay. Yeah. So it's a little weird there. And you can also get this sort of like techno werewolf mask that gives you werewolf claws and lets you see where people are hiding. So Yeah, techno werewolf mask. It's on the map. It's like a new weapon. So
You're
that's
saying
Fortnite
words.
news.
I don't know what this. Yeah.
I know it's decent. They were supposed to add airplanes back this week, and they wound up adding really nothing. And people are a little
Should have called them
disappointed.
scare planes.
That maybe they were going to. We don't know. They put the runways down for the planes, but no airplanes. So
put the runways
What a
down.
tease.
You're asking, yeah. I mean,
yeah. Where's the
where's
planes?
the planes? There's runways here.
Yeah, basically yes. They put where are the planes? But anyway, that's the Fortnite update. We're done with that now. We can move on.
Whew. Made it, Chip.
Do the planes have guns?
Yes, they
Just
do.
holding them.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yes. Are you gonna get a customizable Xbox Elite Series 2 controller?
Oh,
You could get it in Memphis colors.
I could get it in a bunch of different colors. I
know.
thought it was pretty cool that they are doing this. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
I agree. I think it's cool. I mean, it's a little out of my price range, but yeah.
How much is this to customize one?
I believe it is $200, but that's without the trigger.
One slight 150.
Okay, but if you want like the triggers in the back and all the accessories that you can get in customizable colors, then it costs more.
Yeah, if you want all that, it looks like it's 209.
Yeah. See? So it's yeah.
Yeah, but if you're looking for just the
controller itself,
it looks like if you're going to go for the core model from 130 to 150, that's not obscene.
You know what's funny is every time I customize it, I'm like, like I'll go onto the site and I'll play around with the colors and I'm like,
it makes sense. I mean, why they've had these customizable controllers. I'm sure they've been thinking about this for a while to like get it to their premium product. I mean, it's a lot of money, but yeah, I guess if you're going to use that controller a lot, I mean,
I use mine every day.
Might as well have a good one.
Yep.
How much does it cost in Funko soda cans?
The Funko sodas are usually around $10 to $12
in Juggernauts. So, it's only 4 Juggernauts.
I know, but it's 10 regulars. 10 regulars. It's too many. I only have like 12, so it's like my whole collection. If I have 12, I may not even have that much. I may be overstating.
All right, what else we got?
Yeah, I may only have like 10. Comcast canceled G4 TV. I guess they own the network, and it's gone. Goodbye, G4. We hardly knew you. Does that make you sad that they couldn't make it? Do you have an opinion on G4? Did you watch any of the relaunch shows? Did you even know they relaunched?
I knew they relaunched.
Mm-hmm.
I knew, yeah. These you can't really.
I feel for the people who that lost their jobs for it, but
it sounds like the whole thing was just like some nepotism gone wrong.
You think so? Do you know? Was there some? I don't know.
Yeah, like it was run by like the son of some rich asshole.
What you need is nepotism gone right.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Some of these guys got to be competent. Yeah. But no. He had a really nice office, though.
Did you see their office, right? No.
Well, the guy who ran it had a crazy office not in the studio, I think somewhere in a different office building. They spent a lot of money creating like a really nice studio and really spared no expense on trying to get this to work. But it's hard. I mean, the whole reason that G4 TV was valuable was that it was on cable television. And that was the only thing that really we had back then. And
when cable TV mattered.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge deal. So even if you were a lowly ranked, you were still like a small fish you were a big fish in a small pond, basically, even back then. But now you can't really just recreate that on Twitch, where it's like adding a channel on a cable network that has 100,000 channels.
And they were still on cable. They were on cable too.
Still?
Yeah.
It came back on cable? I didn't even know that.
Yes, that was the whole point.
I had no idea. See, that I did not know. I thought it was just a whole streaming play.
No, they were on cable.
Like
they
on
were on
Comcast,
YouTube,
I guess.
And they were on Twitch.
That makes sense.
They were on our televisions. They were on Fios. We had it. I checked it out on TV. They were also on Pluto TV, Pluto.tv, if you use that service. Yeah. So they were on a lot of things.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Twitch.
But the problem was when it worked, it was a time where there just wasn't that much stuff to watch. And if you wanted gaming stuff, that was where you went, basically.
And they really didn't have that much programming either. When you think about it, like when you remember G4, like you remember the Attack of the Show and X-Play.
And the
there
Jeff
was a little
Keighley
bit
show.
of tech TV like mix in there, right? With the screensavers and
the Jeff Keighley show. Stuff. The Jeff Keighley show. I forgot what it was called.
Sure.
Keighley and the Boys.
Yeah, Keighley and the Boys. You had the Canadian show. Which one was that one with
I don't know, the Canadian show.
I don't remember.
Strange.
They only had like 5 shows.
Yeah, right? I liked Attack of the Show back in the day. We used to watch that. But then again, that was also at a time where, it's like, oh, they're gonna show that movie trailer that I'm gonna be able to see that movie trailer on my TV, whatever hot new movie came out on Attack of the Show. Oh, I'll be able to see back when YouTube, like the quality just wasn't there and you couldn't stream things to your TV.
Sure.
I mean, this is like 2006. So having things like that on your television meant something in a way that it doesn't mean now. It's like, we're going to have...
It was kind of like a podcast too. Like all their shows were kind of podcasty before podcasts took off. And that ate their market as well.
Yes. A lot of the things that made them relevant, whatever it was, however many years ago, 10 years ago, aren't really things anymore, which is kind of crazy. I mean, no, it's going to be hard to compete with Twitch. It's going to be hard to compete with YouTube. It's going to be hard to compete even with Twitter.
Stop using all these buzzwords.
Yeah. And it's sad. I think maybe it could have worked. I don't know. I'm not, but they would have need to have found that some angle that of coverage that isn't being covered anymore. And I don't know what that is.
Nobody knows. What else?
No. Are you familiar with this Bayonetta controversy?
Yes, I referenced it at the start of the show. Is that a rhetorical question?
It was a rhetorical question. That's okay. So tell me about it, stud.
This the voice actress of Bayonetta went on Twitter and said that she wasn't offered enough money to do the part for Bayonetta 3, so she turned down the money. And then eventually she threw out a dollar amount that she said was offered. It was only $4,000 or something like that, or whatever the dollar amount that she threw out there was actually not accurate. And looks like she just threw out the lower amount to get more sympathy for her cause, which is never a good look. And I'll just give some advice to anybody. If you're trying to take a situation and warp it, the truth is probably going to come out. You should never act in a way where you think you're going to be able to fool people with some misinformation these days. Somebody knows the truth. And they're going to put it out there. So when you make your decisions like that, just assume that the actual truth is going to come out and go in that direction. So now she called for a boycott of the game. And then then it came out. I guess Bloomberg got investigated. Jason Schreier. Shanna Fan's favorite. Shanna Fan wants to sign up for his Substack, I think. He really likes Jason.
He wants to sign up for his OnlyFans.
Yes, he wants a t-shirt. He wants merch. They investigated, and sure enough, she was offered more than what she said. She did tell the truth in saying that she thought it was offered too low, and she said no. The offer was too low, and she said no to it. But she lied about the amount, apparently.
Well, the original amount she was offered 10 grand, I guess, which I don't know. I don't know what the current rate is for how many lines she was going to give in Bayonetta.
I agree. The thing is, I agree with her point was that
I do too.
This franchise is basically a $500 million franchise, and she's the voice of the franchise. and their offer of $10,000 to voice the main character of the next game is insulting. And that in itself, I think, is enough. Like, the truth was enough in this situation. You didn't need to try to, twist it.
I don't know, like, so she came with, apparently she got offered 10. She said, no, I don't think that's enough because this is a big successful franchise.
Yeah.
They came back with 15.
Yeah.
And then she declined that.
Okay.
And then they said, like, okay, how about a cameo for this $4,000 instead? And that's when she went to the internet. So, like, I honestly have no idea, like, how much work would have been involved. Like, how many days was she working to get? It really
depends, because I remember, I mean, I'm going back a very long time.
Sure, you would have a lot more knowledge in this area.
I remember working with James McCaffrey, the voice of Max Payne, when he was doing the Max Payne games. And that was a lot of work and a lot of time. It was very similar to even doing like an audiobook. Like, it was that complex. It was that time consuming. I don't remember how much he made, and if I did, I probably wouldn't say anyway. But I
didn't help this point at all.
I know I thought we were going. What was the point of that story?
No, I'm saying it's a lot of work over a very long period of time. It's not just 3 days and you're out in a game where you're the lead and there's a lot of dialogue.
It sounded like it was a certain number of sessions that they needed her for. Like three sessions, or
I'm sure there's like a standard for whatever.
I also want to say that
number of sessions is
that he made more than $15,000.
Right.
I would, yeah. That's my guess as well.
Anyway,
who was this though?
James McCaffrey.
Okay.
Who's the voice of Max Payne?
Yep.
In all the Max Payne games. Nice guy, handsome man, very handsome man. He's done some on-camera stuff.
I think we all agree that the voice actors and actresses should, for super successful games like this, should get something. I mean, it seems
they should be paid a fair wage. I just don't know what that fair wage is, right. And this is not how you go about highlighting it.
Right, it's not going to help her. It's not going to help her at all. Like, how's she going to get jobs in the future now? She's not. All right. Let's talk about what we're playing.
Okay, so I've been playing a game.
Oh, God.
On my phone. Way too much. It's called Marvel Snap. It's a free-to-play card battler on your mobile device.
Talk faster.
It's on everything.
Talk a lot faster.
It's really good. And I'm mildly addicted to it. Ship, did you check it out? Because I told you should. No.
Did not.
Lame.
Don't you want to just waste a lot of time on your phone?
I mean, I poop like everybody else does. Sometimes my wife will watch things on TV that I have no interest in. So I'll put up that's snap time. That's what I'm laying down that Hulk card. Causing trouble, wrecking stuff. It's so far. It seems like they have a really good model for this game where you don't feel like you need to spend money. And the money that you can spend would not be pay to win. It's really more like a cosmetic type thing. So I highly recommend checking it out. Like I said, it's free. It's on your mobile device.
Not on my mobile device.
Shipwreck, go check it out.
Not free.
And
your time is valuable.
I don't typically love card battling games for the most part.
It's not a typical. It reminds me even more because I know we liked the original Eye of Judgment. It's a little more similar to that than it is than say maybe Hearthstone or Magic. So I don't know. I don't think you would hate it. And to answer Knucklebones in the chat, I've not spent any money on it yet. He asked, how much have I spent on it? I've spent $0.00.
How much time have you spent on it?
Probably too much.
About how much? What level are you?
I have no idea.
No, what level are you?
Oh, I am like 180.
That sounds like a lot. Didn't the game just come out like last week?
It does sound like a lot, but I asked the question today on Twitter, like, this is the level I am, because I also
I saw that, and people were like, "Oh my god, how did you get such a high level?"
And yet, the other half are, I'm 285.
I don't think half were saying that. I think one guy said that.
No, a lot of people are saying that.
Okay, Trump.
A lot of people. Yeah, here's one. Someone just replied to me 51 minutes ago. 257. And an hour ago, 224, 232. These are the numbers I'm getting from other people. So clearly
you've barely scratched the surface.
I barely scratched the surface. Exactly. I haven't even hit the tier 2 card decks.
What are you even doing over there?
I know. I'm still in tier 1. So no, I don't think I'm that far along.
Nice.
I don't have Spider-Man.
You're level 180 and you haven't unlocked Spider-Man yet?
Spider-Man, I think, is a tier 3 card.
Sounds good. Sounds like a well put together experience. These games, like,
I have free games.
I just know, like, the free to play, like, at this point, like, I just know that I'm gonna get to a point where I'm like, all right, I can play this forever, but there's just gonna be all this stuff to buy out here in the cursory constantly, right? Like, so it's gonna make me like invest a lot more time into it to play it to get the rewards for not paying for something. That's how they're all structured. So I'm really happy still with my Apple Arcade games because I know they're structured to be a game that you can play and not have to worry about that crap.
Maybe they'll come out with Snap Plus.
So I play my Hanks trivia on Apple Arcade and I'm happy with that.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying Marvel Snap. I'll keep checking it out. I know you're not wrong, but it doesn't mean I can't like it.
No, I'm glad I'm happy for you to like it. I just know that I've played enough of those games, and I think in my lifetime.
Used to be a Marvel Puzzle Quest guy.
Yeah, I played that for like 3 years, and guess what? They kept on putting out more and more content, and it was the same chase. It's a fun game, but I don't need a game to last me infinite years.
Did they get money? Is that a free to play one too?
Yeah.
Did they get money out of you eventually?
No.
Over 3 years, they didn't get any money.
Never.
So like these games, man, like it must be a very big percentage of the audience that doesn't spend any money whatsoever. And then there's like just a really small percent that like can't help but spend so much money.
Sure.
Like they have to collect
keep the user base going that way, right?
It's crazy. It seems, I just can't play any game like that.
They're fun games. They're fine.
I'm sure, but Overwatch is now that model, and it's just like
it just hits a part of my brain that I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
Like this is never going to end. Like I'm stuck in this game.
I just feel like I'm being manipulated, is what I feel like. I feel like this game was made to be free and to keep me engaged in a certain way, so that then either myself or somebody else gets enticed to buy these overpriced items so that they can actually make money off the game, which is the whole point of the game existing.
Sure.
And it's just like, I can't get past that. And that's even like Overwatch, like that's all I think about. Like, so I can't
I'll keep playing Fortnite.
Yes, I know. Yeah, you will. What else we got?
Yeah. I've been playing, they sent over a code for Atari Mania.
You playing that on the Switch?
I am playing that on the Switch. This is the, WarioWare
Atari game
type of Atari game. So it's cute. You are the caretaker of an Atari museum, and you're walking around this museum, and there's some little like adventure game puzzles that you're doing, like picking up things and like you get a magnet that you can move stuff around with and a grappling hook and everything. And you're talking to various characters from all your favorite Atari games.
Like who?
Bentley the Bear.
Adventure.
He's there. The guy from Adventure is there.
He is there.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So, and then you get into these little like mini games, right? Like the micro games, not even mini games.
Yeah.
And they're the way the game is structured, you get into these dead pixels areas, right? And that's where you're trying to free the Atari characters that got sucked into this dead pixel void. And so you have so many like screw ups that you could have in like a series of like 10 or 13 or however many micro games that you do back to back to back. And some of them are very straightforward. Like here's combat, and shoot a plane, right? Like you're playing the plane version of combat. Just shoot a plane down in like 10 seconds. You're good to go. And then other ones are like they mash up like, oh, now there's Pong in the middle of combat. And
that sounds cool.
Yeah, like keep the
only for old people,
and you're trying to like battle against the Pong paddle type of thing.
This game is only for old people.
It's only for old people. And like your rewards for doing these things are like you're unlocking the box art and the manuals for the old games.
Right, so for old people.
For old people. But the games themselves are modern. They're not the old graphics, right? They're like modernized.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Right. Like it's like this weird combination of like, this is what this game would look like, but like in Flash form.
Right. I feel like they could have used the original designs and just sort of spruced it up a little bit.
A little bit, maybe.
Kept the spirit.
They have those games separately, though, if you want to play that. Like the other game that I'm playing, because I've been playing the Missile Command remastered. Because they sent me Recharged. Sorry, Missile Command Recharged. Because they sent me a code for that one. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know. They've never offered me a code before, but I think after the last time we talked about Atari, I don't know if it's coincidence or not.
You have the hat.
Yeah, they emailed me and they're like, "Hey, do you want a code for Missile Command?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So
those games are good. All the Recharge games are good. Is that one good?
That one's good. It's. Have you played Missile Command?
I have.
It's Missile Command. It just looks a little prettier. There is a co-op mode as well.
Yep. All of the Recharge ones have co-op.
It's so if you ever wanted to play a nicer looking version of the game that you're used to with friends or loved ones, then have I got the game for you. It's called Missile Command Recharged. And yeah, it's fun. It's Missile Command. There's not much to say. You move the little icon around, you blow up the missiles and the spaceships and try to make sure your house doesn't get blown up.
Yeah, those games are good. They're well done. They're very short to get through them. Like you can get through them in an hour or two of consistent play. But
well, I mean, when you're playing Missile Command, you can play Missile Command as long as you can play Missile Command.
Well, there's challenges though, right? Mm-hmm. If you go through the challenges of the game and you go and you can get all the achievements and everything pretty quickly in those games. They're really well done though. Like if those had happened in the heyday of Xbox Arcade, like I think Atari would be in a much better place than they went through in the rough times here. Atari Mania, getting back to that, like I'm enjoying it. Sometimes it's brutally hard.
Weird.
And that comes down a little bit to like it doesn't like the performance on the Switch is not great on some of these. Like
that doesn't surprise me.
It just I don't know, does not have the power to play some of these Atari games at this point. Yikes. It's really strange. But hopefully that one comes out on other consoles as well, because I think it's only PC and Switch right now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Should we talk about Ghostbusters? What's it called? Spirits of something?
Something. Ghostbusters
Unleashed? Spirits Unleashed?
Yeah.
No, that's probably not it.
Right.
We'll never know.
Unleashed always sounds good in the title of a game.
Yeah.
Always unleashing something.
Right.
I played Unleashed.
You got it right. Spirits Unleashed.
See, and it has a good title. I played a good amount of this game. It's not great. It's almost good, is what I would say. That's how I would characterize it. Like there's some good ideas, but there's some very flawed execution. Yeah, like the inherent concept of 4 Ghostbusters capturing a ghost is pretty fun in theory. But I don't know if it's the control that feels like the control is sluggish, and also
I'm not a fan of the controls in this game.
They haven't nailed, like they had to do like a few things like perfectly in this game. And they had to get like all the sounds right from the movies and really balance the sound right, which they really didn't do. Like when you throw that proton, like I'm a big Ghostbusters fan as much as any old white guy. And, you know, when you throw that proton pack, it should really like sound loud and good. It's just like you're sort of struggling to hear that. I don't know. Did they only pay enough money to play the Ghostbusters song once in the game? Like when you load it up and like never hear it again? Because I think I heard it, but I haven't heard it in a really long time.
Do you know where I can hear the Ghostbusters theme as many times as I want?
It adds a lot
in Fortnite.
See, that's weird because they have more money.
That was going to be my answer too, is probably in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Even in the old Ghostbusters game, it played the theme all the time. You push the space bar and it would say...
There should be just a button
Ghostbusters.
to play the theme.
Totally. Yes, that. But I'm sure like they have to pay. They got like the cheap license.
Anytime you walk into a room and you sense, and like when you know there's a ghost in the room, it should start that.
Yeah. Or just be going...
Like, there
just
should
like
be
when
a
you're hanging
sting,
around.
some sort of musical sting, and to let you know, A, there's a ghost there, and B, this is Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I feel like those was like some of the key things that you think were like pretty attainable, like get all the sounds right and like the audio atmosphere of the game right. And
but have On Our Own in it?
Is who?
On Our Own?
No, Bobby Brown.
No. That's no.
You're not an On Our Own guy?
I know the song, but it's not in there.
I mean, it's the number 2 song from Ghostbusters, right? Like that's track 2.
And they try to do like a little story in there, even though it's really strictly just a multiplayer game for Ghostbusters against a ghost.
Opening cinematics that are way too long. That was brutal.
I thought like it fooled me for a second. I was like, oh, I thought this is just a multiplayer only game. Why are all these cutscenes? They did a pretty good job of like making fake Dan Aykroyd and like he was like okay. Like I was like, all right, they put some effort into it, and you know Ernie Hudson character. But then I was like, wait a minute, this is just a multiplayer.
Yeah,
I don't even know why they bother doing this. It seems like just spend that time.
Have you played as a ghost?
Yeah. It's fine.
Playing as a ghost is lame. As a ghost is lame. Playing as a ghost in that game was zero fun. I did not enjoy it.
You know what you're supposed to do? Like you got to hide in the stuff and
not get busted.
Yeah, you hide in a piece of furniture and then you bounce around as that piece of furniture.
No, but you got to haunt the furniture. People. You got to haunt the furniture. I mean, it's not. Look, you're right. It's not great. It's almost good.
It's boring because you're like, what am I doing? I'm just. Oh look, I'm a tree now. Look,
no, you attack. You can attack the Ghostbusters. You attack the people. I don't think you understood. I think you skipped.
I understood just fine. It was boring.
You understand Ghostbusters? Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand
Ghostbusters.
I knew what my attacks were.
Because you didn't mention that. You just mentioned that you stand there like a tree.
Yes, I slimed the Ghostbusters numerous times.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah,
at any point were you too hot to handle or too cold to hold?
No. I've told you they won't even play the fucking Ghostbusters song, and it's Ghostbusters.
The problem with
one time you get it.
The problem with playing as a Ghostbuster on the other end was, for me, the controls were just a little convoluted, and the traps are too inaccurate. So you have to throw the trap down, use your proton pack, and pull the ghost over the trap, and then close the trap once you have the ghost over it. But there's no the indicator when you're actually over the trap isn't quite there. And the throwing it down, there's no like way to do it accurately. It just kind of goes. So 9 out of 10 times you're going to be too short or too long on throwing the trap where you want it. So you're already screwed because now you're moving in away from where you already were, where you had the ghost, or you're gonna overheat your proton pack trying to grab the ghost again after throwing down the trap, and then you're gonna lose the ghost. So it's just there's too many things. I understand that they want you to play with other people, and possibly I guess someone else throws the trap while you use the proton pack, but even then, by the time your teammate throws the trap down and gets it in the right spot, and you're trying to hold the ghost in place with your proton pack, you're gonna overheat and you're gonna lose the ghost that way too. Like the balance just isn't there. It's either boring to be the ghost or it's convoluted to be the Ghostbuster. So both fail.
All right. Full fail. Wamba says full fail on Ghostbusters.
Sorry. I mean, Dicesoft mentions the Evil Dead game in the chat, and that's a game that's essentially the same style of game, but it works. That game is fun to play as the monsters, and that game is fun to play as, Ash and friends.
They should have just made another single player Ghostbusters game. Because the first one was pretty good. It was good.
That single player Ghostbusters game was pretty good.
Yep. Mm-hmm. If Bill Murray was only a little more interested in doing the voice work.
Were also that's one of the games that pulled off like, hey, you're not one of the Ghostbusters, you're the new guy. Mm-hmm. Like you're nondescript new Ghostbuster guy, which is tough to do in a franchise like that.
Hey, rookie.
Right. Like, yeah.
Hey, rookie. I love it when games do that. I love that. That's one of my favorite tropes in video games. When characters call you rookie because you doesn't matter because they don't have a name for you. Hey, Rook.
So is this just the 4 original Ghostbusters you can play as in this game? Or
no, you design your own Ghostbuster. It's a fully customizable Ghostbuster.
You're unlocking new skins and
sunglasses.
Can you play as the original 4?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I'm sure they'll sell it to you. I'm sure they have like skins that you can buy real American dollars for, I would imagine.
I think just variations on the suit. Like you could have like an orange Ghostbuster suit.
The suit is just a brown jumpsuit with a name tag.
Or blue.
No, but there's all different clothing. You don't have to wear a jumpsuit. They have
like the animated Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Those colors.
Do they have the animated haircuts in there? Can I get the Egon?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's in there. That big yellow weird
pompadour. The spiral pompadour.
That Egon never had.
Yeah, it's not super fun. All right, let's
Is Slimer in this? Did they get the license for Slimer?
No.
Play Slimer?
Pink Ghost.
What are they doing? I don't understand. Like
they don't have
pink. They don't have the theme song.
They do have the theme song, but only once.
But not while you're only once. They have the theme song once.
Once, like when you first boot up the game, and then never again. I think.
But Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson are in it at the beginning.
But it's not really them though.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah, that was Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought that guy did a pretty good job. I didn't know that was really him.
That was Dan Aykroyd.
He did a good job as Dan Aykroyd.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh.
I don't understand the license if you don't have any of the characters. Yeah, is Ecto 1 in there?
Yes.
Yes, but you don't drive Ecto. You don't get to drive it.
Just look at it in the lobby. In the game lobby.
Instead, you're on the ghost motorcycle.
No, they're just walking around. Yeah,
might as well. Yeah. Batman's dead. The game opens up and there's a newspaper in a puddle.
All the Ghostbusters are just dead.
It says Ghostbuster funeral today, and then it pans up.
But they don't turn to ghosts to where you could fight them because that would be too interesting.
That would be awesome.
That would be the boss.
Peter Venkman's ghost is the final boss.
Yeah, they're not making that game. It's too good. They're gonna make more of these. Probably not. I don't think it's too compelling, as Wombat was saying. Yeah.
Ghostbusters is such a weird license because everybody knows like what it is, but nobody likes anything of it except for the first movie and some of the second, right?
Yeah, that newest one was hot garbage. The Paul Rudd Ghostbusters movie.
I can't bring myself to watch that.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, that movie's such hot garbage.
All I know is the Red Letter Media guys were just laughing at it,
but merchandise, it's like it's the Atari of movies, right? Mm-hmm. Like because you can sell T-shirts of this all day long, right? Like everybody loves a Ghostbusters T-shirt. It doesn't matter.
Right.
That classic.
You like the logo. The logo is the most liked part.
Yeah, red circle line through it. Ghost. Got it. Done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the most liked part of Ghostbusters at this point. The logo is first. The song, close with the song, actually.
A T-shirt that just played the song.
Like one of those cards that you open up and plays the song. It's shirt.
It's just a T-shirt that plays the song while you're walking around.
Right.
And then you bring up the lawsuit. Like that's pretty much what you do. You just insert that into every conversation you have. Like, oh, I love that song. Hey, did you know about the lawsuit?
Yeah, that song was plagiarized.
Right. Did you know about that?
Poor Ray Parker Jr.
All right.
Poor Ray Parker Jr. He stole the song.
He didn't mean to.
Yeah, he did. They hired him to
steal it.
Yeah, they wanted Huey Lewis, and then they couldn't get. He said no, and then they brought him in and said, "Hey, make this sound like Huey Lewis."
Well, that's not stealing.
They determined it was.
Oh, really? They lost in the court? Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah.
He lost, yes.
Oh.
Huey Lewis now gets the money every
You're
time
kidding.
you
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Man, if you just talked to the people who had the T-shirts on that were playing the song, you would know about this.
Huey Lewis makes bank off that Ghostbusters theme song.
Wow, no wonder why they only play it once. Huey's got expensive tastes.
Well, Huey can't tour anymore, so
he
he's got
needs
to
the
make
money from
where
this.
he could get it.
Yeah, it's one of the rare instances like, oh, you can't really say it sounds like somebody, but then you hear Huey Lewis and you go like, oh no, this dude has its like there's a very distinct sound that is Huey Lewis. And
I have no idea about this. I'm gonna have to find.
Listen to I Want a New Drug.
It's I Want a New Drug. It's the same.
It's the same exact song.
Yeah. I do know the song. Very familiar with Huey Lewis.
I Want a New Drug.
Yep.
When they won't make me sick.
Okay, that makes sense. That's cool. Good.
Yeah. It does not sound like The Other Woman, which is Ray Parker Jr.'s other hit.
All right. Interesting. All right, that's enough show. We can't possibly do any more. Sorry, I had a Whip Smart spank bank for you, but we'll save it for next week. I think
sounds good.
It's too late.
Wombat's going to get sued. Get us all sued for the number of bars he sang there of Ghostbusters.
I'm going to get sued by Huey Lewis. So I think he's a pretty decent human being, so maybe he won't. I don't know.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Brett's done.